Hello, my lovelies. I am Stephanie, modern day mystic and guide, and I am uh, generally really interested in the tarot right now. And I wanted to share a beautiful message about a concept that I didn't understand until I got into a new deck. I have a collection of decks based on what I've called one of my very favorite decks, which is the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott. And the fun part is that this deck is, and his other two decks that I know of, are put out by the Unemployed Philosophers Guild. I think that that's absolutely hilarious as a printing company. So I fell in love with the Pulp Tarot before I had the box. I just came across it as an unpackaged deck. And the images that Todd works with, I call it one of my Ren decks. It's spicy, it's got a lot of life and a lot of joie de vivre. And so when I'm working with something that needs to bring life or energy into it. I pull this as one of my Ren decks, but I had recently come across the sci-fi tarot that he had done, and I'd been working on bonding with it. It was stretching me. Definitely one of those decks that is for the client as opposed to images that are comforting to me. But despite the fact that it stretched me, I was like, okay, sci-fi. That's, I was a child of the 70s and 80s. I get that. And I think that this deck creator, Todd Alcott, it has my same age group. And so he's drawing from images from the 60s, 70s, and 80s zeitgeist a little bit more than so I'm comfortable with it. But the point is, I was not going to get his horror deck because horror is just not my genre. I don't get it. I don't understand why people want to do it. And so, because I can't comprehend the beauty of it, I don't belong there. It's not for me. Was my thought process. But I saw the deck at my local deck seller. And I just kept thinking about it. And I love when the kids go back to school, I start thinking about Halloween and the turning of the fall and autumn colors, and it's getting cooler where I am a little bit. Quito. And I kept thinking about it. And so I was like, you know what? I talked to my kid about it, and my kid's like, the only thing you splurge on is decks. Go ahead and get it. And it taught me something when I read the opening paragraph. And so I just wanted to share with you a little bit. And it's just so stinking cute. I'll compare the backs of these cards. So the Pulp Tarot just has the word pulp. Um, no, it says the Pulp Tarot over and over and over again. You won't be able to read it so clearly on my screen. And then the Sci-Fi Tarot, which I should have around. Oh, here we go. Is a little bit more square. And so it says the Sci-Fi Tarot. Can read that. And then this new horror tarot is so stinking darling with its green, I don't know, like the creature from the Black Lagoon kind of green color on this deck box. But the little white book is what I wanted to share with you today, and that is the definition that Todd Alcott uses in his introduction. So, story time. The world is a scary place. There are mortal dangers everywhere. There are madmen who rule nations, madmen who rule corporations, and madmen who rule everyday families. There are diseases that will kill you and cures that will bankrupt you. There are criminals on both sides of the law who plot to take your money and your life. There are accidents and disasters, venomous insects and predatory animals, both four-legged and two, creatures who mean you harm. We respond to real life terrors by creating fictional terrors. The monsters in real life are transformed into monsters of the page and screen. A nation's fear of invasion by foreigners creates Dracula. A society's fear of science going too far creates Frankenstein. Generation's fear of losing their souls creates armies, The Walking Dead. Um, and so he goes on. Actually, I will just a little bit more because he defines monster as having the same root as demonstrate. They both come from the Latin monere, which means to warn. Monster movies are warnings to society. Don't play with radiation or you'll get Godzilla. Don't engage in premarital sex or you'll get Michael Myers. Don't venture into the woods or you'll get the Blair Witch. Horror stories, like fairy tales, exist for us to experience our mortal fears in a fantastical setting, to experience our inevitable deaths in a safe environment where we know it's all for show. And perhaps we learn that life itself is all just for show, this brief cavalcade of sensation we experience as our souls navigate the journey from pre-existence to non-existence. So I'm absolutely in love with this guy's approach to life. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card just for fun. We'll get into the cards. Just an open message for the horrors of the times that we are in, to give us some idea of the monster that is demonstrating why we are here. So that will be my question for the deck while I talk. But I wanted to say that I started to get to know this deck creator, this artist, through his cards. And then I got to the point where I knew that the topic wasn't for me, that he had created, but I also understood that I trusted him. You know, some people will trust an actor to always have a good plot. Like I think the fellow who did Forrest Gump. I'm not remembering his name, it'll come to me. And, you know, he's a good actor. He did Philadelphia, he's done several films. And so we get to know him, Sleepless in Seattle. We get to know him and we realize that uh, he's going to pick a script that stretches him, but he's also going to pick a script that teaches us. And when we see him coming up in something maybe that you wouldn't normally watch, like Forrest Gump or like Philadelphia, it's like, you know what, I'm going to watch it because I'm going to learn something. And so or Tom Hanks. And so I think, you know, I don't know why I'm saying that I think of this deck creator as being like Tom Hanks, but I do. I trusted him enough to go into an area that I was really uncomfortable with. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the devil. And I'd like to bring to your attention the words that Todd Alcott has used on the bottom of this deck, or on the card on the bottom of the deck on the devil is exactly how I would approach the devil, as a monster, as opposed to the caricature of a religious belief system. What they have written here is him holding over the man and the woman like marionettes, and the words say sex, obsession, addiction, enslavement, all the things that make life worth living. And so in the under the devil in the description section of this, basically he's designed the major arcana to be like posters. Horror Tarot, the 15th card in the Major Arcana, the vampirism of the devil forces you to give in to your darkest impulses, binding you to his will. It's that choice, it's that free will. We can explore sexuality, obsession, addiction, enslavement. You know, anything in moderation is fine, but anything too much of anything is too much. Just because one isn't enough doesn't mean two isn't too many kind of approach. And so the devil is simply, you know what is going to draw you in. You know that when you have Thanksgiving dinner, you don't offer drinks to Uncle Drunk, um, or let the kids play with Aunt, you know, against a trans. And so you've got no real problems that you can't solve yourself. And so it comes back to you. The devil just um, forces you to give into your own internal impulses. When you realize you have no power over me, then poof, he's gone, right? As difficult and as easy as it sounds, as difficult as it is to do. So, the world that we live in right now, we know who the devils are. We know that it's our own here in the United States. We know we built our country on some sort of horrendous acts of greed, and so now we have to stand up to that result. And so the two cards that would be advice for us today about the world that we are living in from the Horror Tarot is the Sun. I do not read reversals, and the Suit of Wands, King of Wands. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to start with the King of Wands because he is gorgeous. So if you can see the face of the card, we're thinking about the Black Panthers, and the way our government turned men and women, people, but kind of the face of the Black man, who was trying to, start school lunch programs into the devil. And here, the Suit of Wands, using that scary, scary face, says vision, honor, leadership, ultimate masculine energy. So, getting back to our very, very clearly defined now, we very much understand the masculine energy of strength for community, as opposed to this rich, ugly strength over community. So strength for instead of strength over. What a gorgeous, gorgeous reminder of what we need to return to. I'm in love with this man. And so he's just a fellow, but they've given him the glowing yellow eyes, and it's monsterized him just that quickly. Otherwise, he's a man at the head at the head of a really important organization like Panthers. And the sun is, the burning sun. Nothing burns hotter than the sun, right? So the sun doesn't care if you're a sunburnt. It doesn't care if you're dying of thirst in the desert. The sun just burns. It just is. It doesn't have a goal to hurt you. You're just out there in it, not wearing a hat. A symbol of fun, vitality, positivity, success. Life is difficult, but not everything is sadness. The sun is a powerful force that compels forward, that compels us forward through time. So basically, if you are going to um, have power and a powerful force, make it for good because it can also burn. And so the burning sun, I mean, the image is horrifying. Nothing burns hotter, but it's also life-giving. So our lessons from the past and into the future today from Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot is our monsters are the power that we have, and how to wield it responsibly in order to feed our communities and grow and have joy and fun and vitality and positivity and success. And also the masculine concepts of vision and honor and leadership, and that energy of creative leadership is where we all want to personally find ourselves and where we want to put our attention, as opposed to monsterizing the creative parts of ourselves that say, hey, I don't think I want to live this way. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I adore this deck. Thanks for letting me share. And once again, have an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.